Our next speaker. For 2 decades, Dr. West served as Executive Director of the 5th St. Ministries in Statesville. He's provided shelter, food, clothing, and access to health care, and a wide variety of other services. He's retired now, but he's still very much a community activist and provider. So as pastor of Grace Baptist Church in Statesville, I would like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. West.
Thank you so very much. It is an honor to be with you today. There are all kinds of powerful institutions that were originally designed for noble purposes. Healthcare, education, governmental services, corporate structures, and the faith-based communities. All kinds of religious traditions designed to do good things, but sometimes they lose their way.
That's right.
Instead of, especially for our purpose, working with women, they restrict their health care possibilities, they diminish the possibilities of growth and leadership skills, they fail in their purpose. And all too many times, faith-based communities will try to base their response and reaction on their sacred writings and their traditions. I am saying that is a corrupted interpretation. We live in the 21st century, and it is time to get some new principles of interpretation. I worked for a long time in the shelter program, especially with women and children. I saw, as you saw, and my wife as director today still sees, those occasions where a woman who had been so abused would go to her clergyman, some religious leader, some male, perhaps a female, and she would be told, honey, go back to him, pray for him, take care of him, love him. And so she would go back, and then soon in that cycle of violence, he would beat the hell out of her once again, and it would start all over. We've seen that kind of horror. But we also know that in faith-based arrangements, there are all too many people, clergymen, male leaders, and regrettably, some females who still feel they must walk lockstep with controlling males, who would never think about laying a finger on a woman, but who do everything they can in their interpretive possibilities to hold a woman down, to hold her back, to restrict her possibilities. So I have a theological test. Let the ripples flow. Go back, and whoever you think needs to take the test, give it to them. This is the theological test. Go find those women who have been formative in your life. Look them straight in the eye and say to them, you are less than a male. Go back and find that woman who first babysat you and changed your diapers, and look her in the face and say, you are less than a male. Go back and find that female teacher in elementary, middle school, high school, or college who gave great formation to your understanding, and look her in the eye and say, you are less than a male. Go find the little children, the daughters of your good friends, and say to them, you are less than. Go find your little nieces and tell them you are less than. Go find your mothers and your grandmothers, if they still survive, and look them in the eye and say, you are less than a man. Go find your sisters, Go find your daughters, go find your granddaughters, and look them in the face and say, you are less than a man. Go find that wife or that life partner and say, you are less than. Challenge them to do it. And if they can't do it, if the words stick in their throat and they're not willing to say it, if you're not willing to say it, then stop talking about it. Stop preaching about it. Stop broadcasting it. Stop trying to legislate it. And understand that we are in the 21st century, and it is time for all of us to join together, female and male, gay and straight, black and white, red, yellow, and brown, and we walk together hand in hand. And together we walk, we work, and we become, and we start saying there is no such thing as less than. Especially when it comes to gender.